they know it. Okay? An owl, maybe they know it. Okay. Okay. So what can you see in the river? Okay. Again, a lot of animals. Okay. So we're practicing vocabulary, but they can see the sentence pattern, question and answer. In the desert. So by this time, they know all the vocabulary in the book. Okay? Now let's do the word category. So if you see these animals, okay, where? Now they see in the jungle. They see the phrase. Okay? In the ocean. In the mountains, by the river. Okay, so they use phrase and they know the preposition. Okay, so in, by. Okay, where do these animals live? Okay, so before, okay, you have these animals and you can change. Okay. Again, you are reviewing all the words again, okay? On the iceberg, okay? Like I said, iceberg may be hard, but after you use it again and again and again, they would know iceberg, okay? All right, what is she doing? See the different sentence pattern, okay? So word categories is verbs, okay? She is climbing, she is floating, she is looking, she is trekking. So floating and trekking may be new to them. Climbing and looking, old information. So we're adding new to the old ones, okay? So I think this is a good choice of book, okay, for language purpose. Okay? What is she doing? She's hugging a monkey. She's slipping on the ice. She was chased, okay, by a lion or a snake, okay? Or you can say a snake is chasing her, okay? She's running away from the snake. So the language you provide can be more complicated than the sentence pattern they see, okay? And then pre-test we can focus on sentence patterns, like questioning. Giving them the questions and they are going to find the answers, okay? How do they produce? By speaking up, okay? You can use pair work. Reorder the sentence, unscrambling. Read the pictures and write your own questions. I think I did not practice this a lot, so this is a very good idea. Usually students answer our questions, right? But they're not used to produce questions. So you probably want to do this in your practice, okay? And they can start writing. Fill in the gaps. So British people like to say gaps. American people say blanks, okay? So fill in the gaps. So they are going to find the specific information and write down. So they need to know how to spell and they need to know how to write. Matching the pictures, the animal pictures with the sounds, okay? Matching the words, okay, to the right picture. Ranking activities. I think this is very interesting. In your mind, which animal is the most dangerous? You see, she was chasing by a lot of animals, right? Which one is the most dangerous? Okay? So I think this is kind of fun, okay? So you can differentiate, right? We attended a workshop, okay? For higher level students, you can do something more complicated. Okay, give them more complicated thinking questions. But for lower achievers, you can give them very simple questions. So you can differentiate here. All right, so what do? Learning about our story, we can answer the questions using the information on the pictures. So again, Steve Murray, he put pictures around the classroom, not just the small one. He put the whole storybook picture, the one page, the whole page, around the classroom. And then you have an answer, you have a question sheet like this. The second page, which I printed it upside down here. So students in group 1, they have question A, odd questions, odd number questions. And group 2, they have the questions in even numbers. And then they all go search for the information, and then you ask them to come back and line up in 2 lines. And they face each other, A and B, group 1 and 2, First, I ask you the question you don't know, I tell you the answer. You probably get more information from me, information gap. And group number 2 would ask her question to the other girl, and then the other girl would say, I don't know the answer, you please tell me. So you are going to use functional language here. So when they go search for information, there are some information gaps. And when they come back, the teacher asks them to say the sentence like, oh, I don't know, please tell me. So we keep on practicing the 2 sentences. And after I know the information, I said, thank you. So we are using the functional language here, okay? So that's how we go about this activity. And remember, don't copy, but write the answers in your own words. Actually, you can copy because there are only pictures. The way we did it is there are only pictures. And when you get the information from your classmates, maybe it's too complicated. Maybe you could write down the main idea. So what I did is I write down the main idea because I didn't have so much time, okay? So I probably use some vocabulary of words only. So, but okay, see, for example, this is the first one. What animals did she see in the jungle? Write at least 3 animals. So I write, for example, mountain lions, snake, something like that. Okay, I write only the vocabulary. And I tell my classmate, my partner, okay, 3 animals, okay? Just that. Okay, because we didn't have so much time. We have to run around the classroom and find an answer and write down all the things. Okay, 6 questions, 6 answers. That's a lot, actually, okay? So you can differentiate it. Maybe you want to use easier questions for beginner level students, and then they only have 2 or 3 questions, and then they can finish it in no time, and they feel much better. But you have to pair them up. They don't go to another partner and they have 6 questions and they say, why are you different from mine? Probably that's not a good idea. Okay, well, what are they doing? Using the picture prompts and ask students to produce as many sentences as possible. Okay? Again, production is speaking. How could you expand these activities? Okay, this activity. If you use the picture, what could you do? You could ask the kids what they like to eat. Okay, they means the students. Okay, the animals are eating something, and actually the animals are eating something the children love to eat, right? So your students can, they can share their personal experience. Okay, here, and you could ask the kids what the different animals eat. Okay, what is the lion eating? Chips. Okay, potato chips. What is the polar bear eating? So you're reviewing the animal names and you're reviewing the food names, okay? And the students can share their ideas. You could make it more challenging by making it hypothetical. For example, ask your students, if you have a party what would you do in the party? What would you play or eat in the party? Okay? So they would give you ideas, okay? I think all kids like parties. We like parties, okay? Everybody likes parties, so they can give you a lot of good ideas. Any more ideas you can think of? Okay, use one picture prompt. What can you do? Okay. For example, if you give a crocodile some cookies, will he be happy? So hypothetical, right? So if you give a polar bear some leaves, will he be happy? Okay, no, because he loves fish, he loves seals, okay? So something you can produce, okay, along the way. So you can think about expanding your activities, okay, using the picture prompts in the book. Right. So these are the questions, so I will not go through, but which are higher level questions, do you know? The how and why questions, right? 1, 2, 1, 3, 5. WH questions, easy, basic levels, clear-cut answers. How? How would you feel if a snake was chasing after you? Higher level. So maybe you have one worksheet, but the beginner level and could answer 1, 3, 5. 7, 9, 11 would be the higher level students' question and answers. Okay? So you can differentiate your questions in one worksheet. Okay? So the last one, do you like the pictures around the room? Why or why not? Okay. For example, my feeling was it was chaotic. I was so nervous I couldn't find the answer. Okay, so I write, oh, I was quite nervous I couldn't find all the answers. Okay, so that's my feeling. So maybe you have different feelings. Okay, so you can write it down. All right, about part 2. Number 12 is the same, right? Because we can share our feelings, so it could be the same. Okay. But number 10, how would you feel if a polar bear was chasing after you, right? We can change the animals, okay? All right, and we can change the places, okay? What animals did you see, okay? Reorder these sentences from the story. Do you use this a lot in your test or something? Probably, okay? And this is tricky. For example, I will not give them the capital letters. I will not give them the periods or question mark. So I can make it tricky. Or if you're nice, you can give them everything, okay, even the periods. Right? You can give them the capital letter or word, and then they can search for the first, they can put it in the first word, and then know the last punctuation is a question mark or a period, okay? You decide, okay? Right. Actually, I don't create this a lot, okay? I think our student book practice already have these kind of formats, so I would always do something else. I don't use this a lot, okay? But this is one way to do it. And you would find it interesting, some students really had problem reorganizing the sentences, the words. I don't know what happened, okay? So when we practice speaking and listening, they don't practice enough. So they don't have the sense of how the sentence should build up, okay? So maybe they would say, number 3, I see a bear, I see a polar bear, think I, okay? Very rhetoric, okay? Very poetic. But you can tell them, okay, I think I see a polar bear, okay? It's more appropriate, okay, something like that. Okay, so this is the highest level. Read the pictures around the room and write your own questions. Very hard, okay? But again, you have to think about your highest level students, right? If they can produce these, you can use their question in your worksheet.